January 12th, right? 8 days. January 12th, Sunday, SFMF Live. Good afternoon, good evening. Hello, everyone. Hope you're having a great Sunday. Hope you spent time with God already. If not, you still have time. We're going to watch church right after this live. But welcome, everyone. Welcome. Getting everything set up right now. Hoping Wi-Fi still looks good and works good. Give me a 5x5 check as soon as you can, as soon as somebody comes on. You have that? All right. Couple cool things to talk about as usual. And as usual, we'll read some cool comments. We got some great comments off the last two shorts. Oh, perfect. One is there. Veteran Services organizations, what kind of support do they give? Had some great feedback on that. Cold Weather Training Bridgeport had some cool comments on that one as too. Found out some of you on there had been instructors at Bridgeport. What a great opportunity, right? What a huge career builder, right? Character builder. Yeah, working with our production team. All right. Yes, we are connected. Everything is good. Did I get a 5x5 check? Heavy J, I see you. Mike Smith, good evening, brother. 5x5. Okay, Carl. Lima Charlie, Pop Smoke. All right. Normal speed. Video, audio. Video, audio. Everything's good. Yeah, I think so. I'm still waiting on the production team. She's over there. Jordan. Good evening, SFMF. You inspire me all the time to be a better person because of your channel, and I appreciate you so much. We appreciate you saying that, Jordan, because that's what it's about. That's exactly what all this is about. I'm telling you, you can ask the producer, just been sitting around for the past hour, getting ready to start this, because I know it's going to be inspiring. We're going to be able to inspire each other, motivate each other. Even all week this morning, I'm still coming off a cold a little bit. I might sound a little nasally, but that still didn't deter me. I wanted to get up and make sure I go to the gym anyway. Haven't been feeling the best, but looking forward to right now because of that, right? Because of this motivation, this interaction, this inspiration that goes back and forth. All right. I'm glad you're not wearing a hat. All right. Have I ever wore a hat on here? I don't get it. Every day, double tap, double, triple check, then check one more time and check back in 5. Yeah, always double, triple check, and then check back. Randall Knapp. All right, let's go, everyone. What are you drinking? It is Sunday. We got 5x5s. We're ready to go. What are you drinking and where are you coming in from? We haven't done that in a while, right? Usually I get started right away and just get fired up and we just go right into it. David Bryant from snowy North Carolina, drinking some black coffee. Again, the coffee, I still like the foo-foo juice, but I'm drinking some coffee as well. We got to do something about that fan back there. It's going to put someone to sleep. Soda water, Bossy, OSHA. All right, from Canada, A. Randall Knapp's drinking a beer, wild card game from Boise. All right, don't tell us in case somebody's recording and they're going to want to watch it later. Suburban Detroit. It's got to be cold there too, Mike Smith. Got to be freezing. Right, the cold freeze going on the West Coast, East Coast. And, of course, the fires in L.A. Been watching that for a while. Heavy J's drinking some Black Rifle coffee. There's some good stuff. In Texas. It's pretty cold in Texas right now, too. 4R Ranch, Alabama. You look like a gentleman who could punch a hole through a wall for their YouTube audience. I might. It's got to be a pretty soft wall. Or a concrete wall. It doesn't matter. USMC Cece. Good evening, SFMF fam. Good to see you. There's one Cece. Where's the rest? Manhattan, New York City. Hot chocolate with marshmallows. The Papa Smurf, the OG, doing it the right way. Doc Holiday, good evening, brother. Good to see you. For fun, can we get a sound off? Where were you born? Yes, we've done that before, and absolutely, we always like to hear that. Where were you born? The short I did was where were you born? We were talking about East Coast, West Coast, Hollywood Marines, San Fleet Marines. So firefighter, cop, what do you do? Bossy, we're military. I'm a prior service Marine, retired Marine. That's what we do here. This is a channel of warriors, but we love to have all branches of service, all patriots, first responders, everybody. Marine, military, yes, bossy. USMC Carl Green, what's up, Carl? Waiting for the other CCs to get on board too. Vicksburg, Michigan. Where is that? That's what people from Michigan say, right? Where you're located in Michigan. The MIT. All right, here we go. Keeping it real, Balacetti, Carl, David Bryant. Born the birthplace of our Corps, Philadelphia. David Bryant, that's awesome. Man, how cool would that be? Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, where you buy anywhere near, Ton Tavern. Carrie Ann Marie. All right, got you guys this time. Bloody time difference. I'm telling you, it's crazy. Oh, shoot. I didn't put on my notification. I didn't block the notification. Should I do it now? Carrie Ann Marie, glad you're joining us live. This is awesome. Good to see you. Josh H, hope you're doing well. Thank you. As we hope you're doing well. Just want to say, go Pack. Go. Uh-oh. All right, don't give us any scores on here. I don't know what that means. Oh. Peter Griffin, all glory to the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, both now and forever, and to the ages of ages. Amen. Amen. You guys fight. We supply the coffee, donuts, and Putin. Are you from Poutine? Are you from Black Rifle Coffee? What is poutine? That is real? I thought you guys were messing with me that one time. What is the best MRE? Omelet with ham. I love the omelet with ham. I think I'm the only one, but that's all right. That's why I always got it when we were in the field, because nobody else liked it. The omelet with ham was by far the best. Sound and visual still good. Should double check what? Is that what poutine is? Cheese and gravy covered fries? Poutine. With cheese and gravy covered fries. That's what poutine is? Boston, that's awesome. What? Cheese and gravy covered fries. What is that? Like carne fries? Carne asada fries? No, that's an East Coast thing, Bossy, right? Cheese and gravy covered fries. That sounds delicious. What's up, Felipe? Tyler Weiss, what's my thought on the reserves? If you don't go active duty, you better go reserves, at least. That's my thoughts on reserves. Serve. But if you can't serve active duty for whatever reason you don't want to, by all means, the very least go reserves. Reserves are awesome also. Benefits that come with it, 100%. Fries and gravy from Canada stuff, eh? I never had it. Never had the fried and gravy. What was it? Gravy? Gravy over fries? Sounds like a Philly thing. Does. Mike Smith had the CRATs. Still never had them. I'm telling you, in boot camp, they talked about them. They described them to us in the field right after basic training, even in parts of California. Going through training, we ran into a lot of the CRAT cans. So y'all didn't pick them all up. You didn't police call like you should have. But I never had them. Never had a CRAT. Too young for CRATs. Carl Green, I said don't give us any updates. Buffalo defeated Denver. That's cool, though. But in case people are recording it, they're going to watch it later. It's still recording. Really? Yeah, but you got to use cheese curds, and it's melted over fries with gravy. I'm telling you, it sounds delicious. I wish I would have. I mean, it's not too late. We're going to try it. CRATs, green eggs and ham. That's like the omelet with ham, right? That's it. I love that one. Oh, C-Rats had a green eggs and ham. I know I would have liked it because of omelet with ham. And that to the wife shop. Add that to the wife shopping list. Thank me later. She's writing it down right now. So I imagine in the movie Jarhead, what did the DI mean? Light green or dark green? Heavy J. Great question, because we did a short on that a while ago too. On nicknames that kind of went to the wayside. Dark green and light green was a black Marine or a white Marine. And it was as simple as that. And of course, now today's and everybody's feelings get hurt and the whole DEI and all that crap that's going on, they just took it out. But a dark green Marine was a black Marine. Light green Marine was a white Marine.
The consensus is they're still using it.
And that's what, we took a little pull on it. And do units still use it? Because I threw a couple out there like top for Master Sergeant. People still use it. I didn't know that. I thought it went out in like the early 90s. My units, I guess, just are the only ones that stopped using it. But it still gets used. Top, light green Marine, dark green Marine. Doc Holiday, Semper Fi My Friend. Thank you very much, Doc. Love you, brother. Always coming through. Appreciate you. Carl Green's waiting on the Chiefs. I'm waiting on the Chiefs to lose. Couldn't care either way with the Chiefs. Concept was we're all green, right? I get that, Randall, and I'm 100% good with that. But I didn't think it was offensive, and I never knew anybody that thought it was offensive, and it was never meant to be offensive. It was a way to determine who you're talking about. See that group of Marines over there? Get those 2 light green Marines. Tell them come here. All it was, and then a bunch of Karens went, well, it's offensive, and it's not. But I think some of you said it still happens. I think probably in reserve units, or I don't know, because even the top thing, I haven't heard it currently in the past 20 years. Even WM, right? We're not women Marines. They're not women Marines. We're just Marines, right? I like that one as well. But I don't know what the problem is with male Marine and female Marine. Still, you're trying to identify who you're talking about. Group of Marines over there, the dark green, female Marine. Ain't nothing offensive about any of that, right? Karens need to stay out of it. All right. Chrome domes for life. Olive drab to cami. That's it. We're all green. Right. Non-offensive, but descriptive. There you go. Austin nailed it. Very thoughtful to me. Marines went out of their way to think of something non-offensive, but descriptive. Period. That's all it is. The only people who are ever offended are the people who didn't serve, but their grandpa did. Proudly. God bless you, Doc. So, man, you all have to face a promotion board. What advice would you give to one who doesn't get the promotion not to become discouraged? Another great question, Heavy J. Awesome. So, the promotion boards, we've discussed it on here before, how the promotion boards work. From E1 to E4, it's recommendation from your chain of command. And as long as you have the composite score, cutting score, your composite score matches the score for the promotions, you're good. You stay out of trouble, you'll get promoted to Lance Corporal, PFC, Lance Corporal, and Corporal. Difference between Corporal and Sergeant, though, is there's more of a recommendation. Those promotions go every 3 months. Here's where it gets a little crazy. From Sergeant to Staff Sergeant, that promotion goes once a year. So if you miss it, if you're eligible and you miss it, you got to wait an entire year. The other promotions are by quarter. So not as detrimental. You don't have to wait an entire year. But at the same time, what that gives you is an entire year to fix the things or improve in areas where you need to improve to get that promotion. So how do you not get discouraged if you miss that promotion? Because is it a career ender if you miss that promotion first time you're in zone? So once again, you're a sergeant, E5, you're in zone for staff sergeant, meaning you meet the time and grade requirements, the time and service requirements, you're eligible promotion, meaning you're in zone. It's called being in zone. Now, what you need to do is first and foremost, and you should have been doing it your entire career, is making sure everything in your records are correct, 100%. And here's an example. I believe it when I was going for first sergeant, I was a gunnery sergeant, and somebody told me, hey, call Quantico and just ensure that all your records are correct. Get a copy of your OMPF, your official military personal OMPF file. OMPF, it's all your records. So I did, ordered it, received it. There was a lot of stuff missing. So I call OMPF, and it's this woman's name. I wish I could remember it because everybody knew her. And it was like the one woman who handled those records. I called her and said, hey, I noticed my record is missing. You guys are missing this, you're missing this, and you're missing this. She said, oh no, we're not missing anything. You're missing those things. That's your record. If it's not there, it's because you never sent it in. I said, well, for example, the Step and Seal Academy, I went to the career course, graduated, I have the certificates, but it says in my OMPF that I did not go. Why is it not in there? She said, that's your record. You tell me why it's not in there. I was like, wow, okay. Not that she was passing the buck. She was 100% correct. It's my record. I need to be the one to make sure it's correct. The clerks at Quantico are inputting whatever they receive. So something like the academy, though, that should have been from the academy to the board, and it should have been inputted. But why would they go back and check? It's your record. So I did. I got my certificate because I told them not only did I go through the academy as a student, I worked at the academy for 3 years. She's like, and you never checked it? On me, 100% on me. Especially since I was going for first sergeant, the administrative side of the EH. So she's like, you better check all your stuff right now. And I did. And I was missing not a lot, but about 4 or 5 documents, like an award. Here, some volunteer service hours at the Red Cross, and asked her what should be in there. Everything. Like I remember when I was a PFC, I volunteered. She said, everything. You want the board to have every single piece of information on you as possible, right? That's how you stand out above the crowd. So first and foremost, ideally get promoted on time, right? When you're eligible and you're in zone, you get promoted. But if you don't, which leads me back to the original question, how do you stay motivated? You have to know that it's for the needs of the Corps. So for sergeant to staff sergeant, say the Marine Corps needs 400, but there's 600 eligible. They can only promote 400. So that's what you should be doing now, just to ensure that you are one of those 400 by doing everything in your power to make your book the most presentable. You want to be voted in the first 100 and you never have to worry about it. But if you're in a very competitive MOS and there's a lot of squared away motivated Marines, you might not just be one of the ones that get selected that time. So how do you stay motivated? Know that it's a competitive promotion, period. It doesn't mean you suck at your job or suck at being a Marine. It's just there was more qualified Marines above you. So back to the drawing board, back to square one, check your PFT, check your rifle, check your pistol, check all your scores, off-duty education, and awards, and just start busting your butt to do better for the very next board. You can, they say 2 Ps, meaning you've been passed twice. That's a career ender. That's not true. That's not a written policy. You can still get promoted after being passed twice. Is it likely you'll get promoted after 2 Ps? It's possible, maybe not probable. So again, back to you on making your record the most competitive one out there. So stay motivated, get after it, find out where, and when you get, excuse me, you get briefed by your chain of command. First Sergeant, can you look at it? Sergeant Major, can you look at what do you think happened? Why I didn't get selected? Keen competition, Marine. That's what you'll hear all the time. Keen competition. And it's not a cop-out answer, it's fact. You are in competition with some awesome Marines. So do something in your book to be above reproach. Zingping, good to see you. Says 2 P's isn't the best way to go out for sure. Go about it for sure. Again, you don't want any P's. And 2 P's, again, they say it's a career ender. Not a fact, but it does happen. All right. Big Red Farmer, good to see you, brother. It's been a while. How's everything? How you been? Can you post a link to Shopify? Carl Green, making demands. Let's get on it. Producer, what's up, Carl? Good night from Ireland. Does that mean good evening, Mr. Goat Guy? You gonna hang out for a little bit? Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in from Ireland. Like and subscribe. Everybody double tap right now. Help us improve this channel. Help us grow this channel. We're going to be talking about some stuff later about membership and what the new battle rhythm is going to be like starting January 20th. You guessed it. January 20th. We got a new battle rhythm that we're going to introduce tonight, and we're going to hit the ground running January 20th. Heavy J says, my apologies, Sergeant Major. Should have been more specific. Was speaking in general how people not to get discouraged because they didn't get a promotion in any field. I got you, Heavy Jane. I know I did. I got on my soapbox and went on a little tangent about getting promoted, but it's self-motivation, which comes with self-discipline, which comes with what you can do within yourself. You find a mentor. And I've actually had Marines ask me, can you be my mentor? I thought I already kind of was just by doing, but no, some people need specifically, like, hey, let's meet once a week and we're going to talk about the things that you need to do. This is what I see. And as a Marine who didn't get promoted, ask other people, what do you see in me? Be honest and have some thick skin and get ready to hear the hard truth sometimes, right? This is what I see in you. This is what I think you can improve on. Your record stuff, again, that's 100% on you. High PFT, high pistol, PFT, CFT, pistol, off-duty education, all those things, rifle and pistol. You work on yourself. But then it comes to if you're a sergeant and above, your fitness reports what others see in you. Prior to that, your pro and cons, proficiency and com marks that we talked about, you're being judged by other people. So those ones that are writing your fitness reports or the one that is recommending your proficiency and conduct marks, ask that Marine. I noticed you gave me a 4.5, 4.6 last pro and con cycle. That's not very good. How can I improve it? Right? Make those leaders do their job. They should be counseling you anyway. So if they're not, you need to. All right. Tiger is back. Good to see you, Tiger. Good morning, sir. Have you ever disobeyed a direct order, or were you ever inclined to disobey an order? So, no, not right off the bat. I can't think of one where I disobeyed an order to save Marines' lives. Nothing like that. But there are times when you do receive orders and you have a leader that doesn't want to hear anything back. There's kind of ways around it. All right, Marines, today I want you to do this, this, and this. Well, that third thing didn't make any sense. And the leader may have not put any thought into it. So, right or wrong, you just didn't get it done today. And then when he asks, did you get these three things done? Got 1 and 2 done, but third, we didn't have time to do it. Can we discuss that? So try to find a way to educate whoever's giving that order. But I can't think, Tiger, right off the bat, it just completely disobeyed an order. Again, had I received orders that, or directions or times where I didn't agree with it, oh yeah, all the time. And sometimes you just got to do it, right? You got to choose your battles wisely. Even happens now, currently, where that's not a very smart decision, not a very smart order. the one given the direction, didn't put a whole lot of thought into it, but they are ultimately in charge. So you can do your best, right? You can do your very best to try and influence a better decision, but sometimes leaders are blind. They don't hear it, think their way is the best way, and they don't care what anyone else thinks. Poor leadership, and that happens far too often. But it does happen. So I can't think of any. Tiger, right off the bat. Clever how the boot membership is $5 and the motivator membership is $17.75. You notice that? Did you put those out there?
No, I did not, but
Oh, yeah, great, David. That's that's the membership that we are talking about.
that's what's currently on Patreon. And we're
Oh, okay. So got it. So Doc, first of all, leadership isn't a position, it's a responsibility. Lead with strength, serve with humility, inspire with purpose. Awesome, Doc. Please screenshot that. Leadership is not a position, it's action. And far too many times, people get in that leadership position and stop. They stop working, they stop leading. Sometimes they're even pushed into that. Don't get me started with DEI. They get pushed into a position that they don't deserve, didn't work for, didn't earn, and won't be the best choice for it. And it happens all the time. I'm telling you, I'm seeing it currently. Leadership is action, not position. Once they treat it as a position, mission failure. Man. Okay, so yes, David Bryant was talking about it. So currently we have the Patreon. You're not getting Doc's posts, David?
what?
David's not getting Doc's posts. It's in the comments, not his posts, his comments, David. He's had a great one. Anyway, so we're transitioning January 20. January 20, write that date down. It's an important date for some reason. We're moving from Patreon to memberships. Did a lot of research on it last couple of days, mostly the producer, but I was with her, and it looks great. It is a membership similar to Patreon, and you will get things like, here's my favorite, behind the scenes. What'd you call it? No, the outtakes and bloopers, which, believe it or not, there are some, a lot. And behind the scenes, what did you call it? BT, you had a BTS, behind the scenes. So what happens behind the scenes, which I don't even know sometimes. But that's what the membership program will get you. And there are 3 tiers. We haven't fully, and I'm going to do a little poll right now. 3 tiers. And we do want a boot, right? That's going to be the lowest tier, boots. You know, everyone's boot to somebody. The middle one we're not sure about, and then the lifer. So boot, something, and lifer. Kind of like your career. That's how it is. Any branch of service, even the fire department, police department, everyone's a boot when you start out. You're a boot or a shower shoe. That's what I thought about first. Shower shoe, boot, or lifer. Something in between there, right? Those 6 to 8, 10, 12-year guys. You're out there. What would be another name for that? Annie Banani, what's good, SFMF? Good to see you, Annie Banani. Carl, look at another familiar day of January 20. I'm not sure what that day is. Pendragon, here we go. Oh, for Big Daddy, my advice is use your thrift saving plans, because when you get out with no education and no marketable skills, have a little money stashed. 100% Pendragon, agree, absolutely agree. But while you're in, Big Daddy, I don't know what your question was. While you're in, get that education. Let the government pay for it. Get your degree, right? I had a fellow first sergeant. He got his master's degree. We did 2 deployments back to back. No excuses. It can be done. NCO, Randall, so boot, NCO, lifer. What about the middle of the road guys, the chief warrant officers and the young captains and majors, right? They're the middle, right? They're not boots anymore. They're the middle, and then the lifers. So I like NCO. What do we call that? Any advice for a boot lieutenant? Yes, Rolo 7. Welcome to the Corps. Boot lieutenant. Here's what I'll tell you. I love lieutenants. Love lieutenants, love chief warrant officers. The difference between the two, as you all know, to be a chief warrant officer, you're prior enlisted. So you already have some knowledge, a lot of knowledge and a lot of experience. So the chief warrant officers take care of themselves. They know what they're doing. And a great decision, by the way. Boot lieutenants, you don't know anything yet. You really don't. And that's not a dig, because Annie Benani is going to be a boot lieutenant someday. So, Gen Pop, I like that. So here's my advice to the boot lieutenant. Listen to your staff NCOs is what you're going to hear from 99, I think, percent of Marines. Hopefully, staff NCOs and officers tell the boot lieutenants the same thing. Not just your staff NCOs, though, your NCOs and the non-rates. Listen from the private to your platoon sergeant. Listen to all of them. Try to understand where they're coming from. Know what they do as a job. The PFC that works in the armory, get in the armory and shadow him for a day or her and find out what they do. Know where they're coming from. Good God, if leaders in general would do that, it'd be a completely different world. Know what your PFCs are going through. Know what the Lance Corporals are going through on a daily barracks. Go to the barracks in the daily life. Go to the barracks. Not getting away, and never just go on your own, boot lieutenant. Don't just show up at the barracks. Get with your platoon sergeant, your staff NCO, somebody NCO said, hey, I'd like to come by the barracks tonight. By all means, lieutenant, you have every right in the world. You are in charge. You are the leader. You're the commander. And this is what officers tell you. You're in charge. They are your men. You're in charge. You do whatever you want. Facts. Those are facts. But to be successful at it, do it with your NCOs, with your enlisted Marines. Take care of your enlisted Marines. Hey, NCOs, I'd like to take you out to lunch, and then Friday night, I want you to show me around the barracks. Well, it's your barracks, sir. You can do whatever you want. Yes, I know it is, but I would like to go through it with you. I want to see what really happens. Don't tell the boys, I don't want a dog and pony. I want to see what y'all go through. And just be real with these guys. Because it's just respect. Respect them in their place, in their house, their barracks. In turn, they'll respect you for respecting that. I'm telling you, it's basic leadership 101. All right. Mr. Producer, what class is graduating private from boot camp that scored a 210? Any idea? What class is graduating private from boot camp that scored a 210? I'm not sure what you're talking about. 210 what? Doc says, having sons in the Marines and being part of this community has taught me strength, resilience, and the true meaning of honor. I'm proud to be a part of this journey. And we're proud to have you part of the family, Doc. Absolutely. Hope you got the stickers we just sent recently, and I put a little note in there. We are truly blessed to have you part of this family, Doc. Semper Fi, brother. To your whole family. Randall, do not show up at the barracks that night just hoping the bus Marines are drinking. Dead serious. 100%, Randall. And if I didn't specify that, lieutenants, do not. Right there, Randall nailed it. Do not just show up to check on the Marines. I just want to make sure you're doing the right thing. Nope. No way in hell. Again, that's why you let your NCOs, your staff NCO know, hey, staff sergeant, let me know a good time for me to come by the barracks prior to the boys going out, or just let the staff NCO tell you, lieutenant, when you can come by. All right. Without enlisted, there are no officers. The enlisted train the officers around. In other words, I scored a PFT score of 210. Would that be first, second, or third class? 300 is a first class. I don't know all the PFT scores. Anyone help me out? I don't remember now. 225 to 300 is first class. Is that true? Or is it 250 to 300? I don't remember all the classes, but shoot for 300. 210 is not bad, but I'm guessing it's about 250 and above. And it goes by your age also. I just missed that long one. I don't know what that was. All right, here we go. Our car. We'll be rolling out a few changes starting January 20 and making small improvements as we go. 1% better every day. That's moving from the Patreon to memberships. 3 tiers in membership. We're We're going to nail down the 3 tiers. First one's going to be boot. Watch the community page. Yes, please. Start watching the community page and we'll get it out there before January 20th. And you can start voting. That's what we're going to do. Vote on names of the 3 tiers. Poolee boot lifer. I like that. That's cool. Jared says, well, a lot of young Louis act like they're babysitters. Again, that's the enlisted fault for allowing that to happen. 235 and up is the first class. Thanks, USMC CC. URAH. 235 and up is first class. So at 210, you got to get it up. Tiger, sir, what methods of influence did you primarily use with your subordinates? For example, hard charging, mutual exchange, legitimizing. What was that last word? So Major, there was a thumbling noise in the audio. Might need a double check. Uh-oh. Sound check. There was a thumbling noise. Yeah, maybe it was my chair. The life of a British licensed electrician and dad. Evening. What do you Yanks think of our SES and SBS guys?
I like the sugar cookie.
You really like your sugar cookie from the producer. I think they're badasses. I don't know enough about them to get specifics, but I think they're cool. Any good stories in the bird? Helicopter? Oh, man, yes. Boot minted lifer. I don't know what minted means. Thank you, USMC CC. I can't seem to get 18 to 19 minute 5K run, 3 miles. I'm getting 22 at least. Plus, I don't know how to feel about crunches. I can get 4 minute plank and pull-ups. I can get at least 13. Those are all decent. Those are all decent numbers to get your run time down. 22 isn't bad. Shoot for 20-30. I think that was like my goal for a long time. 20-30, because I think it was a 285 PFT. Because I maxed back then those crunches. I maxed the pull-ups. I maxed the crunches. So as long as I got a 20-30 3-mile run, I got a 285, which is like good. So work on the run. Sprints. Do heavy sprints. Heavy sprints is supposed to decrease your run time. All right, Richard Bridges says, I always spoke with second lieutenants before they try to change everything and piss off senior staff and SEALs. Told them to learn from them and earn their, I didn't see the rest of it. 100%. So here's a story I'll tell you about lieutenants. As a staff sergeant, I didn't know yet. I didn't understand that relationship yet. I thought I did. And a lot of times you kind of fight. The platoon sergeant and platoon commander kind of fight because they both want to be in charge. The enlisted has to understand that at the end of the day, the lieutenant is in charge, period. He or she is the commander, period. Once the staff sergeant knows that, learns that, and accepts that, that relationship starts to grow. And at the same time, what the lieutenant needs to realize is he or she has zero experience, bunch of book knowledge, and they're very intelligent. They graduated college. They committed to something to do, and then they went to OCS and TBS. So they have all the book knowledge necessary to become a great officer. What they lack, though, is experience. That's where the staff sergeant or your platoon sergeant comes in. So if they both understand that their roles as the platoon sergeant and platoon commander, then they start building that work relationship together. Right? My platoon commanders are always my work wife. Yes, I was the man in that relationship. But as long as you understand that both of you have a strength and both of you have a weakness, and you work together, all the way up to sergeant major and colonel. And that's how it was. And what I would do, I started as a first sergeant. I don't know why I waited. As a first sergeant, though, with my company commander, to take care of the lieutenants, to get them started off on the correct foot, the left foot. When lieutenants checked in, of course, they'd go see the company commander first. I had a great company commander. My first time as a first sergeant, Chief Warrant Officer 3, awesome. When new lieutenants checked in, he would accept them, welcome aboard, Lieutenant, welcome aboard, Lieutenant. Here's what I need you to do. Go talk to the first sergeant and then come back and check in. And sure enough, that's that relationship building process. The chief warrant officer was brilliant for doing it, genius. Because then I'd get the lieutenants in there. I say, come here, you two boots, sit down. Wouldn't disrespect them, but you got to treat them like that. Here's the relationship. I'm the buffer. I'm the buffer between you and the company commander. Period. I'm the buffer. The first sergeant is the buffer between all the Marines and the company commander. Use me. Use the first sergeant. Use the company gunner. Use the master sergeant. Use the senior staff NCOs as a buffer to the commander. Because as a first sergeant, I have one boss. That the company commander. That's it. I don't give a damn about these lieutenants. Not in a negative way, but they're not in charge of me. They're not in my chain of command. So the only thing a first sergeant wants to do for the lieutenants is help them succeed. And if they discuss things and run it by the first sergeant, hey, first sergeant, I'm thinking about doing this for my platoon. What do you think the CO will say? Hey, lieutenant, that's a great idea, but here's some thoughts and here's some ideas. Try to add this in there. So I'm telling you, communication, and I want to say leadership 101, that we're completely missing in today's society. Everyone back to being in position. I'm in charge and this is what we're going to do. No, get everyone's input, get everyone's feedback. All right. I don't even remember what the question was. You don't have to respect the man, but you have to respect the rank. So, and 100%, you have to, because again, at the end of the day, company commander is a captain, you're staff sergeant, your platoon sergeant, even the first sergeant. End of the day, the company commander is in charge, period. All right. I'm not an Annapolis grad. I crossed over when I was an E5 after earning the bachelor's in accounting and finance. I chose to stay in recon.
I had to put the fan for the sun
Oh.
to get warm.
Nobody's mentioned it yet. All right. Not an Annapolis grad, but you changed it. She distracted me. You don't have to respect the man, but you have to respect the rank. Again, that's a fact, because at the end of the day, he or she is in charge. And then there you go, Jared. But thank God for request mass. And I got to say, I'm very fortunate, lucky to never have had an experience where my officers were that bad or that wrong that I had to request mass and go. It's all about communication, right? I can probably really get along with anyone. That doesn't mean that you're not an idiot. And I have to make accommodations for mission success because of your poor decisions, which happens a lot. But if you can communicate about it, have thick skin, and actually hear what your subordinates are saying, just makes for a better relationship, much better mission accomplishment. Second lieutenants from Annapolis and ROTC were equally as arrogant, and that's a problem too. I never been a candidate instructor, a sergeant instructor at any of the ROTCs, but I know some, and as long as, again, those candidates listen to the enlisted, the officers are they teach classes as well, active duty officers to the candidates, and I think they beat that in their head. You're in charge, you're in charge, you're in charge, you're in charge. Facts, but listen to your enlisted. All right, Pendragon, those officers just hide out and complete their master's degrees. As an enlisted, I never even saw one unless it was formation or I was cleaning their office. Again, that's that's the command climate. That's what the company commander, battalion commander, if those commanders allow those things to happen, but that's all part of the enlisted's job. That's our job to tell those officers, hey, sir, you need to come up. You need to go PT with the boys. You need to take us on a hike. You need to take us to the field. You need to do more for the platoon. Sometimes you got to make them do their job. Again, I'm dealing with that currently. As the leader, they got to see you. They got to know you. They got to know what type of leader that you are. And those ones that hang out and get their masters and it's all about themselves, there are very, very selfish people in today's society. And that's, again, it's worldwide. How do we combat that? That's the second lieutenant in the senior enlisted world, those of you out there, when you see a bad commander that makes it to lieutenant colonel or colonel, first thing, right or wrong, good or bad, when I see a bad commander, I think, man, that dude never had a good sergeant major, never had a good master guns, never had a good master sergeant. Just pull him aside and say, sir, this is what I think you need to do. Instead of, yes, sir, no, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir, great, sir. You don't need to be a yes man. All right. Heavy J says, Sergeant Major, do you think people in charge fear taking responsibility when things go snafu? 100%. How hard is it for these people? Accountability, you're talking about, Heavy J. Accountability. Hey, this was a bad year. My fault. I'm in charge. I am the commander. I'm ultimately responsible. I messed up. That's way too hard for people to do. It's their ego gets in the way. I messed up. I made a bad decision. I made some personnel changes I thought would do better for the organization, but I made a mistake. I didn't. How can we fix this? Right? Once they take the I out of their vocabulary and replace it with we, how can we make this better? Selfish. Way too many selfish people. Thomas Jefferson said, it's amazing what we can accomplish when we don't care who gets the credit. Man, if people were to live by that, who cares who gets the credit? Well, I made this decision, I made this call, and what I did was, well, yeah, you screwed all those things up. Boom, boom, boom. If we had made that decision, it would have been a lot different. All right, the senior enlisted ego is crazy, and a lot of 04 and 05s have seen really bad E7s and above, and many times don't trust them. I've seen this a lot recently. I can't speak recently, Shamir, but I believe you 100%, and that's what happens to those senior officers. As a colonel, it's my way or the highway now because I have been screwed over by staff NCOs in the past. So again, communication. Sir, I think this is, no, I'm not going to just say, yes, sir. That's a bad decision. And here's why. Be able to back it up. What if first sergeants and master sergeants clash heads a lot? One of those two ranks are my main goals in the Marine Corps. So, Mr. Producer, great question. And again, I've been very fortunate throughout my entire career. Never had a bad relationship with a master sergeant or a master gunnery sergeant. And to say they clash heads a lot, that's on that specific unit or those individuals. The only controversy I had with a fellow E9 at the time happened to be a master chief, right? We were in the same unit. And he didn't like that I was senior to him in billet. That was his problem, wasn't my problem. But I haven't seen a lot of master sergeant, for not a lot of E8s and E9s clashing heads. And again, it's all about the relationship. It's all about the mutual respect. Because at the end of the day, in an organization, in a company, the first sergeant is the senior enlisted advisor to the commander. So billet-wise, the first sergeant is in charge. If he's a good first sergeant, he'll realize he can't do it without the input from his master sergeants, period. And as my first job as a first sergeant, not only did I have 3 master sergeants under me, which they were all senior to me because I was a frocked first sergeant. Even had a master gunnery sergeant in the unit. And by billet, I was in charge. Do you think I went in there, I'm in charge, Master Guns, I need you to... No, it's common sense. But you think I'm not going to get the input or ask advice or mentorship from the master gunnery sergeant who's been in 30 years and I'm a boot first sergeant? I don't even know what I'm doing yet. So it's that relationship, that respect that goes both ways. So I don't know if there's a lot of headbutting. Again, I didn't see it. And I had master sergeants my whole career as a first sergeant, and I had master guns my whole career, obviously, as a sergeant major. And I can't think of any bad relationships that we ever had. And I hope it doesn't happen. I witnessed a Marine sergeant major lock up an Army major for calling him Sarge. That's awesome. Again, different ranks. Again, Sergeant Major has some first sergeant and sergeant major. I'm telling you, when you can, as a senior enlisted, can say, "Come here, Lieutenant. What's the matter with you, Major?" That's pretty good. Well, not good of the Army Major for being locked up by a Sergeant Major, but Major definitely could have pulled rank. But I think he did the right thing. Richard Bridges says, always discuss battle plans with trusted staff and SEALs and acknowledge their experience and their input. There were times when we disobeyed orders to stay alive. So, and that's what Tiger keeps asking about that. Are there times that you don't just blatantly say, no, sir, we ain't doing that. You try to discuss it with them and educate them on to do it the better way. But if it involves saving lives, yes, 100%. Save the lives. Jared, all Marines need testicular fortitude, and not be afraid of things going sideways. We improvise and adapt and overcome. Again, 100%. And it's not, you're not being disrespectful, but it's for mission accomplishment. It's to save lives. Testicular, intestinal, and yes, we know what you mean, Jared. I even said it. Intestinal fortitude. Right. Great topic, though, and I can talk about it all day. I don't know who started it. It got me on the soapbox, but again, it's unfortunate that it doesn't happen more, and it's just communication. And as long as those leaders know, or they learn somehow, some way throughout their career, yes, you're in charge, but you be a much better organization if you listen to your organization. Yes, women Marines can have balls too, but only in context. Absolutely. I get that response a lot, Roller 7. Do not be a yes man. How do you balance fulfilling commander's intent and not being a yes man? Great question, Roller. Great question. Here's how. If it's a bad idea, you have to say something. Will you get shut down? Will you have commanders? Well, we're doing it anyway. Yes, you will. But be heard. You have to be heard. You can just hope and pray that one day that commander will finally listen. And you don't need to be I told you so either kind of guy, but you have to be heard. Too many times people buckle and say, yes, sir. Aye, sir. Will do, sir. You're going to do it because he's in charge, but you have to be heard. Sir, we don't agree with that situation, that decision. We're going to comply because you're in charge, but please listen, and please, can we have a meeting? Can we sit down and discuss this? The Marines have many other opportunities and recommendations and suggestions on how to make this better. He or she can still say, I don't care, and do it their way, but be heard. Don't be a yes man. And it's tough, right? And it's not always wanted, but make them do their job. Make them work. All right. Thank you for your service, Granger. We need good mailmen. Being a yes man is a dangerous situation and can get people injured or killed at 100%. Randall was at Gitmo over 30 years ago. Our master guns had been in since 62. Highly decorated combat vet. A young lieutenant tried to correct his salute or something silly, and he lost his temper. We saw it. Yes. Come on, LT. You got to be smarter than that. I did have I got a sergeant major. One, he was like 6'6", big dude, dark green Marine. Loved him. He was awesome. I was a young Marine, sergeant, staff sergeant. I don't remember what rank. We were in his office talking about football, our battalion football team. I was a football player. And all of us, about 6 or 7, 8 of us were in the sergeant major's office. And the lieutenant was in there, or a captain. He was a captain, spitting in a soda can. He chopped the top off and was spitting in this thing. And the sergeant major kept saying, you better not leave that thing in here, Captain. You better not leave that thing. Yeah, no, sergeant major, I'll take it. Kept spitting the whole time. Sure enough, after the meeting, we all went out. The captain left because he was spitting and put it on the sergeant major's desk. And you could tell it just bothered the sergeant major to no end. The meeting was over. Everyone got out, and all of a sudden you hear, come here, Captain. Captain came back in because he left the can on the sergeant major's desk. We're like, oh, no, this is not going to turn out well. And he's like, oh, sorry, Major. He's like, no, too late. I told you 3 or 4 times, shoot him out. Leaving this damn thing. He went in the captain's office and dumped that stuff out all over the captain's desk, threw it across the room. Said, don't you ever leave that in there. We're like, man, what's a captain going to do to this sergeant major? And he did absolutely nothing. Cleaned it up. All right. A successful mission patrol is when everyone comes back alive. I didn't always sit behind the desk. I went out to my Marines as much as I could. The officers, man, missed the rest. So the same thing in our company first shirt, that's short for first sergeant. Our battalion commander, Lieutenant Colonel, ripped that Louis a new one and told him, never talk to my first sergeant again. Sergeant Major's going to be mad. What, Doc? I went to office hours on an underage drinking charge, and our sergeant major shouted down our lieutenant. It seemed to be more about USMC tradition, less about the rank. I got off, but my battle buddy didn't. So, again, a good battalion commander will listen to the battalion sergeant major, even when the lieutenants are being very persistent. Sir, we need to bust this guy. A sergeant major absolutely can save a Marine. It happens. What'd you do, Doc? We had an all-ranks club at the rifle range. It was a great place to vent your frustrations. Yeah, again, that happens too. That's all part of that camaraderie, that teamwork, and that relationship. I don't know how else to say it, that you have to be able to communicate and work together. But it goes both ways. It absolutely goes both ways. And when that, again, what we senior enlisted say about those bad officers, senior officers, is that they must have been screwed over by a staff NCO throughout their career, because now they won't listen. But that's just, you're asking for danger. Doc Holly, run while you can. What did Doc do? What are y'all hiding from me? I missed. Of the football games? I don't mind. I'm not watching them. But somebody on here might be recording, might want to watch them later. Doc, don't be spoiling it. I'm still kind of boycotting the NFL, and not gonna. Yeah, and it's been a while, and I can say Kimi Cocoa Puffs better be on here soon. I think she's working, but we are 49er fans. We grew up in that area. That's born into it. And we're fanatical. I mean, I got some gear, some Joe Montana autographed stuff, jerseys, footballs. I got a 49er helmet signed by 9 49ers. I'm talking Merton Hanks, Jerry Rice, goes back, Bryant Young, Tim McDonald. They were all in the Pro Bowl at the same time. So we have some stuff. And again, we got pretty fanatical, even gotten a little debt by as much. I'm talking cards, jerseys, went crazy. And then Kaepernick happened. What was his first name? I don't remember. That's how much I dismissed him. I even had a couple Kaepernick jerseys. But when he pulled that crap and the NFL bowed down to it, stopped playing the national anthem before games, I was done with them. Completely done with the NFL and how they treated something like that. I was mad. I was mad forever. Wanted to burn my Kaepernick jerseys. Still got love for the Niners and the old ones and the old solid players from way back, and the ones who are in it for the value of football and entertainment and physical fitness. Still love all those guys. But how the NFL handled that, and how they even handle some other, they're woke, and their little DEI isn't mixed in there, and they're not doing the right thing always. And that really does disappoint me, because I love football. I played it my entire life. been a fan my entire life, and it's still, I haven't watched a full game since Kaepernick started that crap. I haven't. Um, Again, they get paid way too much money, right? It's all right there. Daryl Reynolds says it. It's all rigged nowadays anyway. I've seen too many things on referees rigging it and getting busted for it, and they just kind of disappear, but it continues to happen. So tell all the scores, Doc. I ain't scared. All right. That's why I watch college football. Now, college football, right? I think that's still legit. They haven't sold out on anything, and those are college athletes trying to get to the NFL. So you see a different type of game with college football. David, I'm with you. I quit watching sports because of all the crybaby millionaire mentality and the politics within it. Jared, I'm with you. Again, these guys are prima donnas. They get paid way too much money. The stuff they say, how they act. I lost it with that clown from Seattle. For I don't do interviews. Really? You're a sports legend to these little kids, and they want to be just like you. You're going to be an a-hole and not do an interview. That guy from Seattle, he's a punk, and it sucks because he had skill, but he's just an idiot. Last year's Super Bowl was rigged. I swear. I'm with Danny Benani on that. It's just the Packers. Obviously, I was a Packer hater forever because I was Niners and Packers right way back. Doc, that was a great rivalry. Even had a friend that named his daughter. What was it? Remember? Huge Packer fan. Named his daughter. What was the Packers quarterback? Brett Favre.
Named his daughter Brett.
Brett. After Brett Favre. That's how crazy he was. Marshawn Lynch. That's who, Daryl. Marshawn Lynch was the biggest idiot I've ever seen in the NFL. Just a jack hole. I'm just here so I don't get fined, right? He would stand in front of whoever's interviewing, and they always ask stupid questions. Defense really can't. Oh yeah, what team? And I mean, because this is what we like to. He wouldn't even do that. I'm here so I don't get fined. What kind of idiot? He's mad because maybe. I have Archie Manning, Ole Miss yearbook. Archie Manning, the Manning family. God, sorry for your loss, Doc. College football ruined by transfer portal and NIL. I don't know enough about it to even know what you're talking about, but it just seems like college football players are still in it to win it, right? For all the right reasons. Don't even get started with the NCAA taking away Reggie Bush's Heisman Trophy. Again, another one. For a second, I thought you were going to say Aaron. That's an odd name for a girl. Carl, all good. There's Sergeant Stacking. What's up, brother? We're checking out your stuff. Great stuff. Awesome what you do. And that's, again, a skill that I didn't know anything about. So we still need to connect. Again, we're on the move right now, but we're definitely going to connect. We're going to do some stuff together. Good to see you. Our Daryl Reynolds says, I would have got passed over twice and pushed out if you're still Sergeant Major of the Marine Corps. I would have got passed over twice and pushed out if you were still. Well, I was never Sergeant Major of the Marine Corps. Politics, if you're still Sergeant Major of the Marine Corps. Either way, too much politics in there too. You see our current Sergeant Major of the Marine Corps. I would have taken care of you, Reynolds. I would have got you promoted. I would have made sure you doing what you had to do and succeeded. That's the job of a leader, not to do, you're done working for yourself. As a leader, you take care of everybody underneath you. You're not making good followers, you're making leaders. That's the job of a leader. And that's what leaders forget. Once they reach the top, they're done, right? They got theirs, selfish. No, you're not making leaders, or you're not making followers, you're making leaders. You're making people to replace you. I think we should find an NFL to our 250th in Philly just to throw down in the streets. Let's go. Daryl Chesty would have promoted you. There you go. SEAC, I think he's good, right? I think Troy Black is doing good as a SEAC. Super Bowl logo color reveal the two teams to play, KC and Philly. I'm more KC. I'm not a hater of KC. I'm tired of them.
True.
Is that true?
They already know.
Oh, what you're saying is it's rigged. We already know that they're going to be the ones in the Super Bowl. LSCOA. Look out for your Marines. I thought that was an acronym for that. Best thing you can do is lead by example. Leadership 101. Lead by example. Leaders don't do that anymore. I think Private Joe Schmuckatelli, man, I missed it. Leave the boot camp. My leave to boot camp got pushed back due to tattoo waiver. My tattoo reached near the bone of my wrist, and my recruiter was unsure. Keep pushing, Mr. Producer. I've seen 2 females get in with that. One was my daughter, so it's pushed back. There's a waiver for everything, push back. How do you lead entitled individuals like these NFL athletes? Tiger, great question. You know who tried it? He was unsuccessful as a NFL football coach, but he was on the right track. Mike Singletary, best linebacker in the business. Awesome. Mike Singletary, remember with the big eyes, and he would just crush people's soul. Retired and tried to become a coach. His first team was the 49ers, and he tried to curb some of them prima donnas and just shut your mouth, sit down, you're out of the game, you're off the team, whatever. He was doing that, but again, too much politics gets involved, and you can't do that. You can't talk to them like that, and feelings got hurt. So how do you deal with that in the Marine Corps? Well, luckily, again, you're in charge. So if you have to discipline a Marine, do it. Don't give in to the politics of it. Don't do what you know is right. Or get that portion removed. Sergeant Staggin says, I let the gunner sergeant know about your streams. I'm encouraging all Marines to come into the stream and join the camaraderie. Thank you, brother. 100% appreciate that. That's what we want to do, continue to grow this. We talked earlier about we're switching from Patreon to memberships. We're going to have 3 memberships. We're going to put out a community page on taking a poll on what do you think the 3 tiers should be. Boot is going to be the first one, and I think Lifer is going to be the third one, trying to figure out what to call the middle one. But this membership is going to get you exclusive access to behind the scenes stuff, early viewing of videos.
We have that one coming out on Thursday.
We have one coming out on Thursday, the 20th.
No, it's not.
Oh.
It's not.
Oh no.
That one's scheduled for this week.
We have a video scheduled for this week. It's going to be for members only. It's a short. Come on, I'm getting with it. Dave Bryan says, get that portion of the tat removed. Heavy J, audio and visual still good. Sergeant Major, still doesn't hurt to double check. Check once, more circle back, double check. Check, 1, 2. How about Salty? Where is Salty David Bryant? Yes, where's Salty been? Buddy check. We got to check on him. Who else are we missing? Let's do a little roll call. Who else are we missing? John McJunkin. Where's the McJunk crowd at? Carrie Ann Marie, you still here? Jared says, I'm all about the Black Eye Brigade. You goof up, you get a black eye and carry on. No Article 15, no NJPs. Jared, that was very successful, and that was a great process. As Neanderthal as that sounds, told you about the first formation I went to, checked into my new unit after this was 7th ESB, just got back from Okinawa. I was in the Marine Corps a total year and a half, still a boot, PFC. Me and my 2 other fellow PFCs were in formation. These guys are talking trash. The squad leader's talking trash to the platoon sergeant. Platoon sergeant says, yep, let's go. Went around back, the woodshed. The platoon formed a big school circle. The 2 got in the middle, a staff sergeant and a corporal, duked it out. No one really got too much of the better of the other. It was a good brawl. It was not a high school fight. This was a real Marine brawl. duked it out, little blood. We cleaned them up. We good. We good. Bro hugged it out. Back in formation. All right, this is what we're going to do for today. Done. Settled. No NJPs. Nobody got in trouble. Dispute settled. All right. Great perk would be to be able to message you directly, especially Marines. Just thinking, yes, Randall, that is going to be one of them also. One of the tiers. Carrie Ann Marie's still here. That's going to be one of the perks as well. So you're going to there's emoji that you can put on your comments. You're going to have pre-screening of shorts and videos that are going to go out to the public, but you'll get first shot at them. Again, the blooper reel, behind the scenes reel, right? What happens to me behind the scenes? Right? If I blink twice, I need help. And some Zooms. That's going to be on there like something about another live situation, interactive live, like once a month. It's cool. Very, very cool. Again, you all know we're still learning. We're still trying to, we're getting better, 1% better every day. So this year, January 20th, we're starting a new battle rhythm. So hang in there, hang tough, and tell your friends. In fact, double tap right now. Everybody, let's continue to build this. Let's continue to grow and get bigger, better, stronger, faster. 1% better every day. AJ, URAH, Tiger, Black Eye Brigade, duly noted. I'm telling you, that worked. Those two in particular never had an issue again. But it was my squad leader and my platoon sergeant who were also on the battalion football team. So during practice, again, we had a couple bull in the rings. When you had an issue with a fellow Marine or football player, handle it, right? Handle it, the woodshed. Hey, VJ, I'm not looking for fights, but if we can solve it by a few punches, great. I might even respect you a little more because you're willing to throw down, win or lose. That's it. Throw some hands. I'm not encouraging everyone to go fight right now, but there are better ways to handle stuff, right? We don't need these NJPs, and that's when everyone's so quick to, well, he disrespected me and I need to NJP him and take away his rank, his money, and put him in the barracks on restriction. No, there's better ways to handle it. I did that with the second lieutenant. He respected me afterwards. You know what, Carl? Funny, because I saw a platoon commander and a company commander, and I won't name names because they're both still in. These guys, they're both McMap guys, right? Both black belts, and they had a dispute. The lieutenant called out the captain and said, let's handle this little grappling match. And it was awesome. It was great. The captain ended up getting it. If I had to judge it and I would have gave it to the company commander. But the captain knew the lieutenant was there. And they got some stuff out. Never had a problem again after that. They might not see that anymore in today's Marine Corps. I'm afraid we're getting away from that too, Jared. Again, I'm not condoning violence, right? I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, but that is definitely a way to handle disputes. Gaming pair, URAH. Randall Knapp, I loved the man up option versus NJP. I never knew a Marine to choose NJP versus a butt whooping. Kind of another part of the reason why I did stay in it as long as I could to take care of those Marines. The Marine that had an underage drinking in the barracks where he was trying to do the right thing, but the duty NCO happened to catch him in his room at midnight drinking a beer. Really, does that Marine deserve to be NJP'd? Have that follow his career, the rest of his career, and follow his life? No, there's a better way to handle stuff like that. And I didn't like seeing the paper warriors, right? The pen warriors. Well, I'm going to NJP him. No, there's a better way to take care of those Marines. If I didn't have some staff NCOs to take care of me when I was a young Marine making mistakes, wouldn't have got to where I was. Great perk of becoming a member is putting together a community of warriors that can exchange info, help each other grow in life. Lots of info out there that a lot of veterans don't know about. Amen. Stacking. So do you do members? You have membership on yours? Because again, we're new to it, but we're going for it. I think the problem with older people bossing young people, just because they're older, they're not in there for a longer time. Just happens to be when you were born, right? Just because you have been in longer doesn't mean that you know everything. I'm with you, Ricardo. All right, here we go. Everyone vote. Currently, behind the scenes is leading the poll. Best perk of becoming a membership community. Behind the scenes, you really want to see the chaos that goes on behind the scenes? Y'all feel for me, right? What I deal with every day. That short we did on the boot bands, that was not scripted. She was really, we were getting ready. We were getting in boots and utes to do something. And in her Army unit, she's JRTC cadet, Army unit, they don't blouse them like Marines do. They don't use a boot blouse and do it just like I showed in the video. So as she was getting dressed, I say, hold on, come here, use the boot bands. It's like, how do you use them? Great opportunity. So I was just teaching her, and then the producer like, hold on, let me start the camera. That's how that short came about, and it's killing it. It's like 15,000 views. So you're going to see more stuff like that. Richard Briggs says, how do you become a member? When will it be available, producer?
Oh, we're starting to roll it out in 20.
January 20. January 20. We're going to roll out the memberships. And
remember, we don't know.
yeah, we think, and Stacking, if you're doing, help us out. We think it's going to be an option while you're on the live, right? Do we think that? Or just when you go to the page, it'll be an option and it'll say membership, boom, hit that. Then you choose one of the tiers, boot, something, or lifer. Pendragon says, I ended up in the ER with a cracked skull. Man, it just disappeared. Can you read that?
So you couldn't fight.
And I
could fight. Just keep it between y'all. Keep the coworkers out of your hospital.
So ended up with a cracked skull, and I could fight. Just kept it between y'all and keep your coworkers out of the hospital, and you might be okay. No guarantee. All right. So Randall's asking, do you unsubscribe from Patreon first? Yes, sir. Unsubscribe from Patreon and move over to membership on the 20th once it's available.
We're going to keep the focus here.
We're going to keep the focus on membership. And thank you, Randall, about the Patreon stuff. Again, we tried it. I failed miserably at it. I didn't understand enough how it worked. And we had some, even Ray from Queens. Where you at, Ray? There's a couple of you. Gary M. We had some Patreons, and we appreciate you guys so much, but we weren't fulfilling our portion of the Patreon. We think the membership is going to be a whole lot better. We're looking forward to it. January 20. We were allowed to have beer in our barracks as Junior Marines Leavenworth. In Okinawa, we had a converted Coke machine into a beer machine. Love them beer machines, David Bryant, especially when you start going to typhoon conditions, right? That's when you have to go we'd have to go across the street to the Pogue barracks and hit every single beer machine up. 50 cent Budweiser, 75 cent Heineken's. So always had change. Staggen says, I do have memberships, just a small group of like-minded individuals that enjoy collecting gold and silver coins. Sounds nerdy, but lots of great people out there. And that's what we saw with it. Stacking, same thing. I think it's going to be great. I think we're going to have all you warriors, the regulars that we have, we're going to be able to do some behind the scenes stuff and some interactions. And like Staggen, I can't wait to work with you on this coin stuff. Doesn't sound nerdy at all. I want to be a part of it. I want to learn how to do some of that stuff. Tiger says, best perk of becoming a member, invite members to live panel or chat to discuss an event. Not only to discuss an event, Tiger, to discuss, let us know what the next show should be about, what the next live should be about, what shorts we should do, and what videos we should do. We're going to be doing a lot more videos. When you turn on memberships, the option to become a member will be listed right under the super chat option. Super simple to join once you have turned them on. Thank you, brother. You heard that? It should be an option after subscribing. All right, I'm telling you, January 20th. The 20th can get interesting. Don't forget about your individual situation awareness wherever you may be. Amen to that, Jared. Absolutely. Again, I'm super, super fired up about January 20th. And not just getting at the college championship game, OU. But also, yes, inauguration day, and it could be head on a swivel, right? It could get crazy. The Dems might do something. Somebody might do something, but situationally aware, 100%. Can't wait. 8 days away. Heavy J. Sergeant Major, what is pogey bait? Start on the short on best policy, best pogey bait. Pogey bait is junk food, snacks. Pogey bait, you could, anytime you go to my hooch in the field, I always had a stash of pogey bait. Stuff you took from the chow hall, stuff you brought from home, pogey bait. I don't even know the history, why it's called pogey bait, but it's just snacks, right? Usually beef jerky, Skittles, M&Ms, some stuff you brought from home or you traded. You got that MRE cheese, right? The new jalapeno cheese, peanut butter. Excuse me. I'll be back. Dog needs to make a head call. Get him. Take care of him, David. Oh, yeah. We also want to be able to gift membership to each other as well. That's an option. We watched a couple videos on it last night. You can gift, like Jared can gift a membership to Randall because you guys are next up. But you can gift other people, so your so your friends and neighbors, excuse me, that you're going to get to the channel. That's how you get them in. Hey, subscribe. I'm going to make you a member. I'm going to gift you a membership for 1 month. And check it out. Let us know what you think. And hopefully that will get them in our channel, in our space, in our community, and we can all grow. Rand said, I saw a beer machine once at the Navy BQ at Gitmo. They were restricted. Man, Navy trying to keep that from y'all. Okinawa was awesome. I'm telling you, we lived right across from the 4-story Pogue Barracks. And every deck in the middle had 3 beer machines. 2, well, maybe it was 2. But one had all Budweiser, 50 cents, and one had Heineken. Yeah, maybe. Please. Pogue, people other than grunts, usually office workers. Thanks. Taking care of me. Pound cake. Yeah, love some good pound cake. So the way gifting membership works, producer, it's totally random. Oh, you won't be able to control who gets them, but it will only be actual subscribers of the channel. Wow, that's interesting. So somebody, again, Jared, could gift 10 memberships. Who would get them? Who decides who gets them? That's interesting. It's totally random. You won't be able to control who gets them, but will only actually be subscribers of the channel. So again, Jared could say, I just purchased 10 memberships, 10 boot memberships. Who decides? Stacking. How do I assign those? Tag says, sir, you have a lot of great information in your stories in your live chat. Your producer can, farm the best information and post shorts on your channel. Again, great information. That's the kind of stuff that what our membership is, what we're going to do as a group of members. YouTube will randomly gift them. So you missed it, but Stacking said that's how the membership, when you gift one. So when Jared gifts those 10 memberships, YouTube will randomly gift them to members. All right, good to know. Jared says, I should be on a pedestal here anyway. I'm like the 3rd oldest next to Carl in the Sergeant Major. I don't know about that. I'm going to see some birth certificates. Pendragon, membership gifting goes to an algorithm that goes by comments, likes, and watch hours.
That's cool.
That's very cool. Yeah, no, that's great. All right, so it encourages, obviously, comments, likes, and watch hours. Very cool. I'm telling you, we're excited about it. January 20th, it'll be rolled out. New battle rhythm. You'll see it. Randall's older than all of us. Yeah, I had a feeling. You have to get some birth certificates on here. All right, good stuff. Again, January 20th. Looking forward to that day for a couple of different reasons. But that's one. Jared's birth certificate is in German. And he's an Air Force brat. Wow. Heavy J, there it is. So smash the like button. Get that membership in the future. Love all y'all SMFers to collectively teach us how it works. Yes, you can gift as many as you want unless it's limited. One of the videos we watched last night is they kept talking about 50 memberships, right? A gift of 50. I don't know if it kept saying it, but that was one of them. So interesting. Hammerhead, membership to what? Good question. So let's recap here. Just see if I understand it. And yes, welcome to the show. Like and subscribe right now. Double tap. Talking about memberships. We had the Patreon, which again, I didn't fulfill my end of the Patreon. It just wasn't, I didn't understand it enough and didn't put enough time into it. No excuses. Accountability. I messed that up. But what we just learned was about memberships. And we researched it last night, watched a couple short videos, watched a couple videos on it, and it looks very cool. Some of the perks of being a member is when you can have your own emoji. I don't know why I keep saying that one, but you can have an emoji by your name that shows you're a member. Membership depends on what we put into the membership, and what we're going to put in is blooper reels, behind the scene reels. You're going to have input on shorts that we do, videos that we do. We're going to have consultation, communication back and forth. Exclusive content is what it's going to be. We're going to put videos out to the members first. That will, post a week later, but you'll get firsthand experience of that short video lives. What we're doing lives. Yeah. Anything and everything we can do to, again, improve our community. 1% better every day. We're starting January 20. Here you go. Starting stacking, schooling us on it. Randall, thanks, brother. Stacking says, another awesome part of becoming a member is you'll be able to use emojis. You, Sergeant Major, will be able to upload images through YouTube Studio for you guys to choose. I have like images of sergeant chevrons, crayons, etc. Yes, okay. Now remember, so we'll be able to create like 10 different emojis. So if you've been, and it depends on how long you've been a member, am I right, Stacking? So been a member 1 month, you'll have a green crayon. 2 months, it'll be a different emoji, eagle and anchor. 2 green crayons, crayon pack, whatever we want. We pick those emojis, and depending on how long you've been a member, your emoji will increase as you go or change as you go. If someone was the same exact emoji, they just different colors represented how long you were a member. So something like that. Yes. So that's the emoji that we'll be adding to it. What's up, Woodsman? Semper Fi, brother. Welcome. Wisco Woodsman. Like the beard. Talking about membership. January 20. Thanks, y'all. It's motivating us to do more. This is exactly what we've been wanting to do with this channel. We watch and we check stats, we check algorithms. I'm not as technically inclined as the producer, thank God, but I do check all that stuff and ways to make it better, because this channel is for the community, not just for us. And YouTube does have, they have a lot of different ways to improve. And it's how much you can put into it, how much time and effort, how successful your channel can be. So you are making this better with the content. Again, that's another part of the membership. You are going to come up with the content. You can tell all my stories are mostly about boot camp, right? And everyone, that's a common ground that we all have, right? You can explain it. I'd say this one all the time too. You can explain boot camp every second of every day for 3 months to anybody. But until you step on the Mule of Footprints, you're not going to get the full feel of it. But we get as much out as we possibly can. Look at, so there's that, Sergeant Major. But also, we will be able to use separate emojis to drop in the chat. Nice. Like this. Look at that. But I will be able to create the special ones for use. Okay. So still, as a member, you can choose your own emoji in the chat, right? Like the ones you use there. But I choose the ones for your membership. Fleet stories don't hit the same church. AJ, I myself am a member of many channels, several channels. The longer the membership, the greater the emoji. If they're a private chat, members only have access fast, cheap, and easy. Again, I like it. I like everything about it. I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited about it. And that's great. So you can become members of many channels. There's also an option for VIP status for members. Not something else we got to think about for VIPs. Still surprising me that you have 15 plus subs, but only 30 to 50 of us watch the live chats. I love the live stuff. Yeah, we don't know how to measure that as well. I think the biggest one we ever had was like 80 or something. We were pretty psyched about that. But why don't more join the live chats? Good question. Thank you, Mr. Be Safe. You're a real man. All right. Thank you, Sylvia. David says, if you belong to a VFW American Legion, let everyone know about SFMF. And we try to get it out. We're pretty humble about it, but we do want to get it out to as many people as possible. And that's, we want y'all to get it out there. Help us. I'm excited for you and your wife, Sergeant Major. We are ready to support. Guarantee you will have over 100 members from the jump. Really? You think so? Wow, we're excited. We can't wait. Carrie Ann Marie says, do we get a church quote every Sunday? We did that in the beginning, right? For a little while we did. That's a great idea. That is a great idea. Producer's going to come up with one right now. But here's my church quote just while she produces one. We either go to church or watch church online every Sunday. And as you can see, we're still traveling right now, so we're going to watch it online tonight. Not all the families with us, so they go into church. They went into church already. So here's a church recommendation. Spend time with Jesus every single Sunday. Now, some people call that just being a rower. Have you heard that term? Are you a rower? Meaning you go to church once a week and just sit in a row and listen. Or do you participate throughout? And I've been in small groups before. I've done special events with churches. I've even went to, it was not an altar boy, what was it called? An usher before, parking lot attendee before. So that feels like I'm doing more than just being a rower. But as long as you spend some time every single Sunday, so I talk to Jesus a lot. But how much time do you actually spend just you and God alone? So every Sunday, minimum. That's what I'll say about that. But I like that idea, Carrie Ann Marie. Heck with being humble. You're here to stay. I hope so, David. We do. And I'm telling you, we are motivated about it. We see the impact that it does make. We hear from it. Some of the comments are amazing. And that's what keeps us going. That's the motivation behind all of it. And we want to absolutely continue. People say that they don't understand Pauline epistles. I don't either. Amen to church. I'm with you, Randy. That's time difference wise. I watch a couple different ones online. When we can go in, we go in. Excuse me. All right, Doc, agreed. I blasted this channel to our community on Facebook. Thank you, brother. And I think you asked on there how you become a member. Did you ask that, Doc, or was that someone else? There we go, from the producer, James 4:6. But he gives more grace. Therefore, it says, God opposes the proud, but gives grace to the humble. Amen. All right, I like that, James 4:6. David Bryant, yeah, where is Menachem? We haven't seen Menachem. We haven't seen Salty in a while, and John McJunkin and his crew. We need to check on them. Once Sergeant Major turns on the membership option on the 20th, you'll be able to sign up. I missed the rest of it. Heavy J, I was a gypsy. Then one day I became more than a rower. Got me involved, did time. Then one day church tested me and I walked away. Now I'm conflicted with church, but still read the Bible, part 1. And everyone has their own walk, right? I got baptized in 2019, right? That was a start of an awakening for me, if you will. So everyone has their, and you hear it all the time. How many people raise their fist at God? God, why? Why do you do this to me? We talk about the footprints, footprints. Yeah, remember that old photo of you walking with God, 2 sets of footprints, and all of a sudden you only see one set of footprints. You're like, what's up, God? Why you leave me? Especially in a time of need. I need you right now. And that wasn't God leaving you. That was God carrying you. So everyone has their own walk with it. What I mean is people that say Sunday church goers or rowers don't know theology. I got you, Jared. Again, I took offense to that at first time I heard it. Oh, you're just a rower. Well, again, how I spend my time with God and the relationship I have, the intimate relationship I have with God is between me and God. So I don't care what you call me. I know my relationship with him. So I get you. RC, Rima Charlie, Lima Charlie, Roger Charlie, RC, Route and Career. Name right. I have a problem with organized religion. I speak to the Lord my own way. I'm with you, David. Well, again, I did do small groups for a while. If you know, you know. And that's just, it was always a group of men. And we'd meet different places, coffee shops, parking lot, at night, whatever, and decipher scripture, how we interpreted it. And it's pretty amazing because everyone has their own interpretation of the same scripture. In church, you're going to hear it one day from one way, from how the pastor interpreted it. So what I liked about those small groups was heard it 6 different ways, and it just gets you to think more. So organized religions or Bible thumpers, or when they push it on you, yeah, absolutely. I don't agree with that either. FJ says, best book I reread often is Job. Every time I read it, hurt like it's just the first time I read it. And I try to start reading the Bible from cover to cover, and it was recommended that I don't. You pick a chapter and read that. Start with Genesis. A lot of people do. I don't think it matters, but Job is interesting. Acts is pretty interesting. But theologian, and I have no problem schooling people or on real theology versus mainstream or televangelists. Yeah, you're on it. As a manager for a military contract, treating everyone, dang it, Doc, I miss it, empowered them to succeed, be approachable, and always stay focused on mission success. I missed the beginning of it. Small crack in visual and audio, so I made you still Lima Charlie. Wonder why that is. Stacking, man, the footprints quote gives me goosebumps every time I hear it. I've walked that path for many years. You will not feel his presence until you actually seek him, but he is always there. Telling you, I didn't understand that footprints quote, a poster. I see it every time I talk about it, but how heavy is that? Same thing. Why would you leave me again? I'm with you, Stacking. It really does. It makes a whole lot of sense now. And there are tough times. There are definitely tough times. Carl said 20 or so when you're ready. It's a great stream tonight. Really, already? Faith is not for overcoming obstacles. It is for experiencing them all the way through. I'm with that too. And here's the thing I do remember. So going on deployment. So when you find your faith, I didn't go to church in Buka. I didn't go to church growing up. My parents didn't. They both worked extremely long hours. It wasn't pushed real heavily in my family. I went to church with friends and growing up. I never went with my parents. It wasn't that they didn't believe in God. We were a God-fearing family. We just never went to church. In boot camp, I didn't go to church because I told y'all before I was the guide. Not that my drill instructors didn't allow me to, because they gave me the option, but they had me work on guide stuff, the stick. I was PTing, I was doing stuff to be a better recruit. I thought that was the right decision. And they did. They kind of pressured me into, you better stay here, get your shit done. Oops. Get your stuff done so you can work on the guidon, the stick. Wasn't until my first deployment when I realized, oh man, been talking to God a lot recently. Like, God, please get me out of this. God, please keep us safe. God, please allow us to come home, arms and legs, whatever. But the problem is, what people do, what I did, like so many others, I'm guessing, is once you're back and everything's good, everything's safe, you stop talking to God, right? You put him back on the shelf is what they call it. And you only reach up there when you need him. Talk to him all the time. And is what I've learned over the years now, especially after being baptized in the ocean. That was an amazing. The 2 seconds in the water was refreshing. Where's the cuss jar? Got me, Jared. I was on a roll. I went to church during boot camp just to get away from the drill instructors, but little did I know I would become a true believer years later. Amen, Stacking. Good on you. Again, I wish I would have. I didn't until, again, I got to combat. And I was like, man, I wish I would have known him a long time ago. Marine Corps emphasizes respect for all beliefs and religions, fostering an inclusive environment where service members are free to practice their faith. The focus is on unity, mission, success, and mutual respect, regardless of religious affiliation. Learned that in boot camp as a drill instructor. That we had to, and I didn't know enough about it, but I had to let this Muslim that we had pray at 5 o'clock, 1700 every day, face the east and get his prayers in. We never messed. I knew smart enough to never mess with anyone's religion, never dogged anybody, never try to get any of the recruits to not go, right? There was, when they seen, hey, get them to church, boom, stop what you're doing, get in church. Never got in the way of any of that. I turned gypsy because when I learned in church, my mentors have to leave for personal reasons, and it hurt. Then it happened right when I started finally understand part one. David Bryant didn't go to church in boot camp. They didn't have Jewish services, so I had fire watch every Sunday. Wow. That must have been a while ago. I got to believe. I don't remember as a drill instructor if I had any Jewish services, but I remember there was only 2 services, I think, like Protestants and then everyone else. As a drill instructor, I don't know why I just remember those 2. And then one cycle I had that Muslim where he stayed in the barracks and he went to the back of the barracks, faced east, and did his prayers. Part 2, when that second mentor told me I won't be around much longer, it hurt just the same, and I turned away because I reflect that pain of being left alone in a world I don't understand. That is pretty heavy, Jay, and that's huge, especially to not know enough about it yet, and then to be left. I can definitely put a bad taste in your mouth. Randall says, Richard Nixon says, never let your head hang down. Never give up and sit down and grieve. Find another way, and don't pray when it rains if you don't pray when the sun shines. Amen. That is awesome. Again, don't put God back on the shelf because everything's going well. Talk to him frequently. Talk to him before you need him. Marines fight with honor, faith, and courage. With God at our side, we are unstoppable. With God, all things are possible. Tons of quotes. Carrie Marie Ann Potts, yes, every Sunday we're going to have a verse of the week, without a doubt. Thanks for the suggestion. Appreciate you, Carrie Ann Marie. So glad you're here. And what do you watch it on? You tell us every week. The next day you watch it on. What is it called? Do you remember? You watch it on something. I don't know what that is. What does Carrie Ann Marie Potts watch the live stream on later? YouTube, but you call it something else. Watching you guys on something. What is it?
So she watches it the next day.
Yeah, catch up or something. I don't know. I always say watching you on something. Thanks, Carrie Ann Marie. Appreciate you. Alan Roberts, kill, catch up. Is that a specific, or are you just catching up? Is there something called catch up? See, I told you catch up. Most important question of the day. Are we still on for Philly in November? Yes, we are on in Philly in November. We got to start planning, though. We haven't we haven't started anything yet, but it's going to come around real quick. Doc, if it's just me and you there, we will be there in November, Philly. David Bryant, I'm now a Messianic Jew and believe Jesus is my Lord and Savior. See how much I know about it, the Jewish religion, and I should know more about it. Messianic Jew and believe Jesus is my Lord and Savior. Amen. Catch up or catch up? YouTube, just watching it the next day. Okay. So that's a Carrie Ann Marie special channel. Catch up. Love it that you said that. Big bro. Semper Fi Alan Roberts. We blocked out the week on a calendar. That means it's a for real. Doc, everyone else, November 10, 2025, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, the new Ton Tavern. They better be done building it. We're going to be there regardless. They're supposed to have the 250th birthday celebration, Ton Tavern, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, November 10, 2025. We'll be there. They're Semper, Alan. What are you doing? Alan, is your first time here? Like and subscribe. January 20th, you become a member. Get the word out. Presley O'Bannon, going to be there. Just kidding. In spirit, along with Chesty, Dan Daly, Smedley Butler. The whole gang is going to be there. Everyone's showing up. Who else? You said Samuel Nichols? Whole crew will be there. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see who is going to be there. Other channels are talking about it. Philly will be pandemonium if it opens this year. Archibald Henderson, definitely Grand Old Man of the Marine Corps, will be there. Everyone we know and love will definitely be there. It's going to be amazing. Can you imagine the reunion for a lot of Marines? I know you from somewhere. I know you from somewhere. How about we do that? You go through the Rolodex of duty. Say, "Oh, I was in Okinawa at the drill field here. I was a recruiter." You start doing the public math and try to figure out where. That's right. Yes, you were one of my recruits. It would be cool to invite President Trump. Let's do it. I'll give him a call. The Rolodex. What you know about a Rolodex? People don't know what that is. It's like a payphone. First time for Alan Roberts. Everybody welcome Alan Roberts. I'm sitting in a VA hospital at the moment, just dipping cope and laying here. Doing fine, no worries. Just a hiccup. I can hack it. Well, good. Good to have you on board, Alan. Again, like and subscribe. Hang out with us. This is you're in the right place. This is a community of like-minded warriors, just making each other's lives better. Thought you would like to know the Navy's going to send me to seminary school, and I will be a Navy chaplain. Good job, Becca, on you. That's awesome. Vice President should be there as well. He's a Marine. He better be there. J.D. Vance. Yes. Nominate you to be parliamentarian, Jared, and you can reach out to 47. I'm telling you, can you imagine President Trump Vice President J.D. Vance on the 20th. Have him there. Bunch of old ass Marines with the lingo. Had a Rolodex in boot camp with mailing addresses. Hang in there, Alan. Yes, be tough, be patient. Here's what I'll tell you about the VA, all of you, and I'm sure you can say the same thing. You've experienced it. Be patient, but be aggressive. You got to be aggressive with some of those. And some VAs are better than others. I had a great experience with the VA in Hawaii. Texas was good, excuse me. Hear horror stories. My uncle, tough time for a year, Vietnam veteran, decades. He stopped, he gave up, but then recently went back in Chicago, and he's been fully taken care of. Call him, Jared. Tell him I said, what's up? What if coins are going to be, oh man, Heavy J, can you imagine? The coin exchanges, stacking, bring some coins with you. welcome aboard. Yes, hang in there, Alan, and welcome aboard. Again, you're in the right spot. Stacking, you and old salty dog, 1991. Where is sea salt? 808 salty. 1991 MCRD San Diego. Damn, Jared, you're old. Fight for your VA disability. Boise VA is great. I'm at 80%. Go back, Randall. Go back. Reapply. Reapply. My mind is already on Sergeant Major. My pockets are going to be clinking with a bunch of silver challenge coins. Yes, awesome. Alan says, kind of sucks, but I got to go for now. I'll follow you, though, big brother. I'll see you again. God bless. Y'all take care later. For now, from Montana. Semper Fi, Alan. We'll see you again soon. Next time we'll be live is, I don't know, but we'll definitely be on January 20th. Great hanging out with you. Come back. Good luck at the VA. Good, Randall. Good to hear. Absolutely. Went through that. Again, I wasn't very aggressive when I first started. Got aggressive, got a lot of help, and it works. So keep after it. I'm a senior, PI, April 1980. You what? Oh, if we can. Just do it, crew. Just do it crew says hi. Semper Fi, just do it crew, and just do it. And let's get some burgers. What? Should we? Oh, you want me to ask them? I want to say hey to the Just Do It crew. Kimi Cocoa Puffs. Some In-N-Out burger. Can I get my order up on that whiteboard? Semper Fi, Alan. Hi from Argentina. David's barely older than Sergeant Major. The Heinz VA outside Chicago, one of the best I've ever been to. I don't know if it was the Heinz, but I'm telling you, that's where my uncle lives now. And he has, I think, his whole life after he got out of the Army, but they completely took care of him. I'm at 20 Palms for my schoolhouse. How long until I can leave base? What school are you in, 20 Palms? You must be an electrician. Comm school is there? I don't know. Who knows the rules now, but you'll be able to leave soon. My old senior DI, believe it or not, is encouraging me. We got in touch a few years back. That's awesome. Good. Like, I'm a Marine. I got my brother to get in the process of joining. He wants to know your opinion on military, police, or security forces. Military police, I think, would be awesome. Or security forces. Tell him join 03 and then make that transition unless he can get in MP. Height requirement, I think, is the only difference. But yeah, absolutely. And congratulations on being a Marine. Get him on the channel as well. I was in third grade in 1980. Comm school. Yes, it's 20 Palms. I don't know when they'll let you leave base, but I'm sure soon. Blackwater, I got paid $500K a year to commit war crimes. That's not good. Good evening, Sergeant Major. There's Michael's drones. Good evening to you, buddy. We'll be on the road this week, and we'll post community page if we can jump on 116 and talk about some Operation Desert Shield, Desert Storm stuff on the 16th, January 16th. That is the 30 what years? How many years? 30 some years of Desert Storm. We will try to get on the 16th to do some Desert Shield, Desert Storm stuff. Man, can't believe it's been that long. But watch the community page. Watch for it. We're going to start using that more as well. You have one of the best chow halls in 29. Malik, I'm not still in. Retired. I wasn't even born in 1980. I was less than 5 minutes. Oh, I was a youngest Marine in 1980 and 81. No chance of that happening in Philadelphia. Michael's drone, Semper Fi My Friend. Been watching your stuff for a while. It helped me in boot camp for sure. Good to hear, Malik. Good to hear. Malik. And get that word out. Get the word out. Let's build this community. Talking about memberships. Keep an eye out January 20th to become a member.
Hit the vote button.
Hit the like button.
No, the vote button.
Oh, vote on it. Vote, hit the vote button right now. Vote on. Talking about tiers. What to name the tiers. What the biggest. Just vote. Have you heard about that 5'4" Marine they call War Bag? Was he that one that I had? Right? They did a whole special on him, carrying the same size pack as everyone else. Graduated, right? Someone's having shrimp this afternoon at 29 this afternoon. A bunch of kids here. Been in for almost 2 years, working on going active duty from the reservists. Such a long process. Yes, and we talked about that last week. Easy to go from active duty to reserve. Hard to go from reserve to active duty, but keep on it. And I heard it might take about 2 years for that whole process to take place, but keep going after it. Don't stop, right? Get after it. How bad do you want it? Stick with it. Make people do their job. Make it not last so dang long, but get in active duty forces. Awesome. All I do is gym, chow, back to the barracks because I'm SRC. I don't know what SRC is. But, right, let's take advantage of that. Every base gym is awesome and chow hall. So you can. Yes, he just graduated out of boot camp from San Diego. He's a little BA, pardon the language. Good to hear. Please, has anyone really been far even as decided to use even go, want to do look more like? I'm not sure what you're saying. Hugh Mad Bro. Has anyone really been far even? Takes long and your MOS might change. Remember, it's what the core needs. The needs of the core is what's going to happen, but continue to fight for it. SRC is holding. So your class hasn't started yet. That happened to me, Combat Engineer School. I was in Courthouse Bay 3 months before our basic combat engineer course even started. And that's what we did. Gym, chow, sleep. Gym, chow, sleep. Working parties. Right? We had to do some working parties for a couple hours. Some salty Lance Corporal would boss us around. But I didn't mind it at all. I was in holding. In fact, I think it was over Christmas time and we were able to take leave, go home for Christmas and come back. But we're in a holding pattern for about 3 months. Would you recommend joining Navy Seabees? Yes, I recommend joining the Marine Corps, but if you're going to join the Navy, either be a corpsman or Seabee. That Seabees are pretty awesome. They're awesome construction men and women. Awesome organization. Has anyone heard of recruits graduating with full beard and turban? Old Gyrene? Yes. I hate to say it so, but it is so. Chesty was rolling in his grave. Both. One graduated with the full beard, one graduated with the turban, or was that the same guy? He had a white turban on with the Eagle Globe and Anchor pushed onto the turban. Don't get us started. We're going to end the show soon, but again, we talked about it last show about tattoos. You know the rules prior to going into the service. So if they don't meet your religious preferences or your requirements or your grooming standards, join a different service. Join somewhere that allows that stuff. Don't come in and try to change everything in a service that has been successful for 249 years. Brandon, how can I join the U.S. Army, but I am in Jamaica? You can get your citizenship, but talk to you need to talk to a recruiter. Beck says, my sister's in the Coast Guard and spent time in Courthouse Bay and speaks highly of the engineers. Good to hear. Engineers it was a cool MOS. I liked it. Wasn't that in the 90s? Yep. Don't get us old salty dogs started on that junk. Yeah. Yeah. Jared, again, time for another show. But we can talk about it again, but that's for another time. Don't get me started. All right. Amen, Mr. Personality. Sergeant Stecky, hey, my stuff's at regiment waiting review, and I'm month 4 working on the process. Again, hang tough. Hang tough, Beetle. I have a nephew in the Corps, just made corporal. He asked for my old school metal chevrons. Mine are thick and solid. I don't know if they're still regulation, but of course he can have them. Yeah, it's awesome. And I handed some old chevrons to USMC Cece. Gave her some of my old chevrons. Awesome. It's been said, you join the Corps doesn't join you. I'm with you, old Jyrene. Doc, his boys are engineers. Engineers up. That's it. Right? Who are you going to call? You got a big obstacle in front of you. Engineers up. Do you have to pay for our members on your channel? Yes, the memberships do have 3 different tiers.
You don't have to be a member.
Oh.
Still have regular stuff.
Yeah, we'll still have regular subscribers, but the membership, again, that's a little bonus stuff that we talked about behind the scenes.
It's just early stuff.
Yeah, just some extra stuff. Stay hydrated, my friends. Annie Benani, Semper Fi. Get some rest. We got plenty of time, Sergeant Major, if you want to go over regulations. I think we will. We'll hit it on another one, but yes, that's my recommendation. In boot camp, I remember we had a Native American who he didn't want to cut his hair because it was part of his religion, and they explained it to him. And this was a few decades ago. They said, I get it. We respect your religion and your everything about your culture, but if you want to be a United States Marine, you got to shave it off. And he shaved it off, became a United States Marine. All right. Henry Hill, new subscriber, my brother. Welcome, Henry Hill. Semper Fi My Friend. Glad to have you on board. And funny because January 20, come back because we're going to talk about memberships. I still got my painted chevrons. You should charge, you give up your free time. We obviously need stuff like that to keep the channel going as well. Carrie Ann Marie Potts, thank you. Just teasing you. I know we can talk about it this all day. We're going to because that is a sore spot, definitely a pet peeve of mine as well. You have to make paint from charred wood. Yes. Had fun in Okinawa as a 1371 blown up wall ordinance for 6 months. I liked it in Okinawa as well. Worked at the construction shop as a 1371. My first tour on Okinawa. That was pretty interesting. Lay Cookie, good evening to you, brother. Getting ready to wrap this baby up. Good evening. Hope everything's going well for you out there. It's got to be cool in Arizona right now, right? Cool 70s, something like that. Jared, caller, Jared, don't be scared. Any tips for someone joining with social anxiety? Malik, yes. I think that's probably the quickest and best way to get rid of social anxiety is to be thrust into a platoon of 89 teenage boys that you don't know trying to become a United States Marine. That anxiety is going to be taken away. Yes, when I was in, we had to make our own paint. Henry. Raw 123. We got some, what is it? Mas Chingons here. Jesus Cortez. Semper Fi 123. Era. It's cold for us. What is cold? Mike, 70? I'm scared of her, but not you, sorry, me too, Jared. We're scared of her than anyone else. Yes. Remember, if I blink twice, that means I need help. Send help. Man. All right. What a great time. And are we at the 2 hour mark? On the 16th, we'll be able to go live. On the 16th, we're going to go live. We want to talk about Desert Shield, Desert Storm. That's the anniversary, January 16th. 36 years, right? Is it? I don't know. I don't want to do the math publicly. I'll mess it up. But 91, right? 91 to 2025. It is the anniversary of Desert Shield, Desert Storm. Got a lot of stuff to talk about from that. So we'll try and get on. And of course, January 20th is going to be a historical day. Thoroughly excited. Can't wait. It's going to be immediate change. We're going to see it. 22 degrees in southern Arizona. No way. I didn't know it got that cold there. VA should understand that all Marines suffer from tinnitus starting with boot camp. Yes. I had tinnitus forever and it won't stop in this ear right here. Becoming a Marine this day is like fighting for Israel interest. Good night, Sergeant Major. Senior Platoon 1077, 1996. Semper Fi. We killed it, that platoon too, didn't we? Good to see you, brother. Been in low 30s at night. Wow. That is crazy. I didn't know it got that cold in Arizona because you're like a mile from the sun in the summer. Crazy. Man. Cruise. Tune 1077 at over 2 hours. Thanks, Carl. Again, we're going to land this helicopter now. It's been an amazing Sunday with my SFMF-ers. Appreciate y'all. A couple of days to look forward to. January 16, Desert Storm. January 20, big changes, new battle rhythm, and changes for our future all around. Semper Fi to you all. Good night. God bless you, and we'll see you again soon. Semper Fi, my friends. Era.